Yep,
Play live.
yep. I go
Maybe I should
live.
have told some people.
Yeah, you should
Let me get.
have.
Hold on. Well, at least I'll tell a couple people on Discord at least.
Yeah, you got some time. I'm gonna play the intro and then we'll be right back. Yeah, you should have. All right.
How can they find you?
It's time for Red Salad Review with your hosts, Wayne Moon, Greg Novel, and Lou Maddox.
All right. So did you say something before I turn that intro on? Because I thought I heard you say something.
I was just saying, like, what do I tell them to turn into? But I just said rat salad.
Rat Salad Review on
Podcast.
YouTube. Yeah.
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 Cool.
Very cool. Tommy Spase, thank you very much for joining me on the show.
Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I'm always on Facebook, and I saw an ad for Tommy Space and the Alchemists on there, and it was for this album actually.
Yeah, Carousel Cabaret. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I see all the videos and everything. I'm like, man, and I saw the video for what is it, Spark or whatever it's called. And I really really enjoyed it. I loved your vocal performance and just everything, the way the music and everything sounded. I'm like, man, I gotta check this band out a little bit more.
Oh,
So
thanks.
I went down our Tommy Space and the Alchemist rabbit hole, and after that, I end up with all the albums.
Oh my God. Cool, man. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for the support.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked it that much. You know, if I like a band, I'm gonna just buy everything. So that's exactly what happened with you guys.
Wow.
So
Thanks, man.
yeah, it's very cool. How'd you get this band started? I mean, this is a very kind of different. It's it's like a rock opera type thing, right? But it's kind of like circusy type
Yeah,
thing
for
going
sure.
on.
Yeah. Yeah. Got a little bit of vaudevillian energy in there. Yeah, I mean, it's been a musical evolution, my own personal musical evolution. I mean, I started out. I mean, when you first, contacted me about this, I was like, well, you mean, you sure you want to have me on? I mean, it's a metal show, isn't it? Like, you know. But I mean, oddly enough, I started out as a guitar shredder, and grew up in all that stuff with great guitar players, and learned to shred, and all that. I came out to LA to do that as a guitar player,
Okay.
and but in the background, I was always writing my own songs, and that was always a big, strong calling for me, and so it was just through my musical evolution that I ended up where I am now. Which
Yeah. Well, what was your metal influences when you were a guitar player?
Well, I mean, well, I started out the thing that first got me into guitar. I mean, I kind of was just already somewhat drawn to it.
Hmm.
My mom music majored in music and piano player, but so there's a guitar in the house, and then I knew I was called to it, and then I think I heard Johnny Be Good from the American Graffiti soundtrack, and I'm like, oh wow, what is that? And so
Okay.
over time, and I'm talking about when I was really young, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and but yeah, so when I started playing, man, I started getting into all, I mean, I would say like. You know, Jeff Beck and Jimmy Page to start with, but then
Mhm.
as the years progressed, Van Halen, Randy Rhoads, all of them, you know what I mean. And I just
Yeah.
became a shredder until I got way into like Ingve, and then Steve Vai, and then that kind of thing, and it just kind of progressed. But then I kind of like went off in my own direction, and through my personal, evolution, I just kind of started delving into other ways of tapping into music. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Not necessarily from what was out there, but from what was out there. Like
Right,
out in the
right.
universe, into the cosmic, realms. You know what I mean? It started coming from other places rather than like, oh man, I dig that tune. I want to learn how to play it or whatever. You know what I mean? So it
Right,
started
right.
becoming a whole other thing. And at one point, where I went through different evolutions. It went from hard rock to like and then more of melodic rock, and then I was getting into really organic stuff, and um, we used to go. Me and my partner at the time we used to go to Third Street Promenade and go sing, play like busk, on Third Street Promenade, which is a place in Santa Monica,
Okay.
California, where street musicians play.
Hmm.
And I'm sitting there playing, and we're doing songs, and like then I noticed like I go walk around and check things out, and I notice like there's this massively huge crowd at this one thing, and it's some dude like just doing like little parlor tricks, like like the cup thing or like
Oh,
jumping
okay.
around or whatever. I'm like, okay, wow, you gotta have a it's entertainment value. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
It kind of clicked in my head, and I literally was sitting there on a park bench in that place, just thinking about it, and like Alice Cooper came into my mind,
Oh,
and
okay. That's
yeah,
he's
and like
a
the
big
whole, yeah.
influence on this show. We love Alice Cooper
Oh
here.
my God, yeah, and so and I just consider him like the godfather of like the alter ego. You know what I mean? And like that
Right.
whole mechanism, I got kind of a whole download on like how that mechanism can work and all that. And mine isn't like horror based necessarily, but it was
Mm.
just like it's kind of like a archetypal the circus ringleader type deal, a Willy Wonka on acid kind of thing, and
Right, right. Yeah.
and so that kind of developed, and the music and that and all that, it just kind of all came together at the same time and birthed into this whole new thing. And I just been following that, ever
Right.
since, and it's still evolving. I mean, I'm kind of I would say that I'm slowly evolving out of the circus thing. I mean, there's
Okay.
still that vibe. There's still the gypsy vibe,
Yeah.
vaudevillian thing, and theatrical and all that. And what I like about it is that I don't have to take myself too seriously. I
Hmm.
certainly don't have to like try to act cool.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So it can just be what it is, and I can throw out the message of the music and all that and what that's all about, which is actually it comes off kind of like quirky and not too serious, but it actually is serious. And but I don't have to like take it too seriously at all. I can have fun with it. It's kind of tongue in
Right.
cheek.
You can pretty much just go and do kind of whatever you want, really.
Yeah,
Which is good. Like you start off with the circus type thing, and then you're gonna move. You want to grow as you go as a band. So,
absolutely.
and then with something like this, you can just go anywhere you want to, pretty much.
Yeah,
And with metal, you're kind of stuck in that one type thing. And then if you go to venture out, then all your fans hate you from now on. So,
exactly. Well, yeah, that's another thing. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I love metal, but I'm a musician like you as well, and I'm influenced by so many different bands from rock to even like synth pop and just all sorts of stuff.
yeah,
So your band, when I saw you guys, it was right up my alley. Because I also like bands like Mr. Bungle and stuff like that.
yeah.
That's really really way out there. So
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that
that's
from time
that
to time.
stuff is just it's right up my
Yeah.
alley.
And I love it, man, because sometimes you think like in my mind, sometimes I think like, okay, some guy that's digging metal all the time is not going to dig this or whatever. And I mean, I get all the whole spectrum, you know what I mean? And like, and I from like the fan base and all that, like through emails and all that stuff. I mean, being an independent musician, I mean, we're in contact with the fans, you know what I mean? It's kind
Right,
of like
right.
one by one on one kind of thing from time to time, and like I'm blown away when I hear like, oh yeah, I'm into classical and I'm also into Napalm Death, and then from someday I'll listen to like the Carpenters. I'm like, okay, whoa,
Now you're getting crazy.
yeah, that's pretty extreme. Maybe I'm going a little
Yeah,
extreme,
it
but
really
you know what I
is.
mean.
Yeah. Well, usually I have a bunch of guys on my show, and we all have different tastes. And one of the other guys, he always posts all the stuff that he's listened throughout the week, and it's like a list like that. He'll be like listen to the Carpenters, and then he will have Napalm Death. So we just have a eclectic group here. Unfortunately, I got one of the guys is passing a kidney stone.
Oh wow,
Another guy is not feeling too well, and then one of the other guys is working late, and I don't know where I think the other one's probably at the bar right now.
ah,
But usually I have a gang of misfits with me.
well, hey man,
Uh,
I know I got the one-on-one interview, so that's kind of cool.
yeah, I haven't done this.
Yeah,
I haven't done this in probably like a few years. This show used to do a lot of interviews, and then all of a sudden, we just kind of start just talking about albums and stuff like that. But I've
yeah,
been wanting to get into interviews again, and when you said you would come on the show, I was really grateful of it. Um, this is the latest album, Peppermint
yeah,
Bay.
yes.
I know there's a kind of like a huge long gap between these two albums. What took so long to get this one out?
Like time wise, you mean, or
Yeah,
like okay, yeah, because I wasn't sure if you were talking musically, but timeline. Well, yeah, it's just well, COVID hit. A lot of different things. Um, like it's just really, you're doing it on your own, so you got to kind of come up with how to do it, how to get it done, all the practicalities of that,
mm,
and so it's basically that. You know what I mean? Like if I had my way, I'd be putting out an album every year. I mean, I have four in the hopper right now that I really want to, I'd love to get into. But like this one though, particularly, like I don't know what, for whatever reason, the universal timing or whatever, just obstacle after obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. I mean,
Mm.
I had to overcome so many things, and it was recorded differently than I wanted to. I mean, Carousel Cabaret, I wanted to record it. We did the basic tracks as a band in the studio all at the same time, and I love that. And
Mhm.
the way I believe the way albums should be recorded is like lock out what 3 months, 6 months, like they used to, when you got a record deal and you can do
Right,
that,
right. Yep.
and you live it, and you're in there, and everybody's in there, and it's just like you're just like cooking every night or day or whatever, and it's like it
Mm.
really becomes something. And I really wanted to do that with Peppermint Bay. That was my dream, but not even close, man. It was actually less. It was actually less like cohesive than the one before it. So
Wow.
it was just kind of like, you know, get it done in pieces when I could over time.
Right.
And there were massive like long stretches of time before like one thing would happen and then the next thing would happen.
Right,
Like
right, right.
okay, I'm gonna record keys or something, and it would be like one day, and then like 3 months later another day, like that kind of thing.
Mm.
So yeah, it just was that. And even then, even though that, I still I want to go back and like do a few tweaks on the mix before I release do digital distribution, because I'm hearing it a little bit differently, and I want to just tweak a couple
Oh,
things, which
okay.
is a bit of a process too. But I love it the way it is. But yeah, I was kind of pushing it because I had some crowdfunders, help me, and I wanted to deliver it in a timely way. So
Right, yeah. And I also, yeah, and then you did mention about, the digital version of this album, but you released it on CD first. So when do you think the digital version will eventually come out?
I'm probably in the next couple of months. I just needed to get what I have to do. There is a digital download when you buy it. You
Right.
get the digital
Yeah.
download, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's not out digitally distributed like Spotify, iTunes, any of that yet.
Yeah.
Um, uh, and I only did that because I wasn't sure the strategy that I wanted to do at first. And then as I've been living with it, I've been listening to it, and I'm like, you know what? I went in with a certain uh, thought about how the certain parts of the sound are, like maybe the treatment for the vocals or whatever. And
Mhm.
as I'm listening to it, I'm like, okay, now it's starting to dawn on me that I want to tweak it a little bit in certain ways. So, I'm glad that I got that before I went in and I'm just digitally distributing it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
anyway, to answer your question, I'd say in the next couple of months at the most, because I'm getting ready to do that now. I just got to go in and do a day of mixing and then get it remastered again, and then I'll
Okay.
do it.
All right, very cool.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll re-release this on CD then, like with a new mix or anything, or no?
Well, I would say the next like, I have a certain amount in stock right now. So
Hmm.
when it comes time to get more made, like
Yeah.
especially if it's a decent amount, I'll definitely swap out the files, and I will send the new mix to everybody that bought it too.
Oh, really? Oh,
And
shit! Wow,
yeah, for
that's
sure.
really cool. And I mean, that's awesome, especially like with the cost of these things. I have like three bands myself,
Wow.
so I know what the cost is. They have all this stuff printed up, and we try to do
Yeah.
things as cheap as possible.
Yeah.
And one of my bands, we record an album. Actually, both two of the bands record every year. We have an album out every year,
Nice.
just about. And yeah, it's costly after a while, but we're
Certainly
lucky that
is.
our vocalist, he's the mixer and producer, and we're able to record all our stuff from home. I don't know, is that how you guys record? Did you record this album from home, or did you get into a
Partially,
studio?
yeah, partially. Yeah, I've been doing guerrilla efforts pretty much my entire career, man. Like you make do with what you got. You know what I
Right,
mean? And
right, yeah.
like, you have the Alchemist there. That was completely
Mhm.
done home recorded. Um, Carousel Cabaret. Uh, I went and do. I wanted to. I did. I personally, I wanted to upgrade. Like I do. There is like a sonic level that I want to achieve one day. I don't know that I've actually achieved it yet, but you know what I mean. But like I
Right,
do
right.
want to get to a certain echelon of like sonic good greatness, I guess. But um, uh, so that part of Carousel Cabaret, most of it was done in a decent studio, though I gotta say. This one we did the drums. My drummer has his own little setup where he tracks for people professionally, and he's got a really good setup. Got good preamps, mics, the whole thing. He's got a professional setup. So we tracked the drums there, and then I tracked some guitar at the studio where I mixed, but then ended up doing the rest of it at my place. I did the bass here at my place. I did the keys at my keyboard player's place. So that was all kind of home done, and then
Yeah,
mixed it in the studio
yeah.
because
Do you like do you like doing that type of stuff? I mean, 'cause you said you like the studio better, but did you like kind of doing it this way?
I realized that after I got back into the swing of that, I do like it, man, because all of my older stuff, like I have like about 8 albums that I've done over the years,
Hmm.
maybe a few more, of different evolutions, different musical entities. I mean, still the same me, but like, and I like the older days. I remember the older days when I could just sit and like my very first CD I ever did. Uh, a friend of mine who happens to have a lot of money let me stay at his penthouse apartment in San Francisco with two. Do you remember ADATs? You know the ADATs when
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ADATs
yeah,
first
yep.
came out.
Hmm.
Yeah. So and I was able to just like spend tons of time and just like you get into it, man. I spend 3 days on a bass line,
Right,
like
right,
I mean, and stuff like that, and like just get
right.
way into deep into it. So I really might return to that kind of thing because it's some real magical stuff happens that like I felt that like on Peppermint Bay when I was in the studio tracking guitars, it was a little bit more of a pressure cooker,
Hmm.
because that studio was like an hour and a half away, and so I'm like, okay, a 9 hour session. I want to try to get as many guitar tracks as done in nine
Right,
hours, and it's just like it's a little bit of much. It's kind of like a chore almost, And I'd rather be in the zone, the magical
right, right.
zone.
Yeah.
So when it's at home, you can get in that zone a lot easier.
Oh yeah, and you could just go and do things on your leisure. It's like I love
Yeah,
doing it
yeah,
from home. Like I remember back my first album that I did, we did in the studio, and it was chaotic because I had to try to record my drums in one day, and it was like there's
yeah,
like 9 songs. It's like
yeah,
how am I gonna? It's impossible. But now that we do it all from home, and it's just I can just come home whenever I feel like it and just work on stuff, and
yeah,
just makes things so much easier.
yeah, yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Is what is different about this album that from the previous albums? Is there like just music wise or band wise or lyrical
Uh,
wise or anything or
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say it was a bit of a departure from Carousel Cabaret. And the funny thing was that um, between the Alchemist, which is the first official Tommy Spase and the Alchemist release, I was going to do Peppermint Bay next, and then one night I came up with Carousel Cabaret, the title track came through, and I realized, okay, this is more than just a song; it's a full album, and I went that way. So I kind of took a turn, and I'm glad that I did because Carousel Cabaret is a lot more straightforward, a little
Mhm.
more rockin',
Yeah.
and Peppermint Bay is a lot more whimsical in a lot of
Hmm.
ways.
Yes,
Um,
definitely. Yeah.
and I would say the biggest difference was one of my guitar player, Caesar, who played. I play guitar, but he also played on Carousel Cabaret, and on this one I just did all the guitar tracks because out of necessity because he moved to out of state.
Oh, okay.
So but so that would be, I mean, as far as band thing, that's the biggest difference. But musically, it just goes into another direction. It's kind of like a bit of a departure.
Yeah, very cool. Do you guys get to play out a lot or what's the live
Not lately, man. I mean,
really?
not since I would almost say not since COVID, basically.
Really?
Because after COVID, then then I started thinking about the album, and then doing all the pre stuff for that, and then the whole process of the album took so long, and then yeah, and then since that, I'm just getting over the release. So
Mm.
I'm kind of like, man, I'm a little, I'm still figuring out the live thing,
Hmm.
how to do it. We've done a couple live streams, but
Right, right.
yeah, it takes a little bit to get people together. I don't know if this is your experience. Where are you located, man? I don't
New
even know.
York.
New York. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Long
I'm not
Island.
sure of like the vibe there, the scene and everything, but I just know in LA, like everybody's got their own thing going on. Like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everybody's got like, people are all doing their thing. So to get people together is, all the guys together in one place at the same time, and it can be a daunting task at times. So just when there's a real solid reason and a real cool show and all that, then that'll happen. So I'm waiting for the catalyst to like kind of manifest for that to start happening. And I'd like to go on tour. A lot of people ask about us going on tour,
Right. Yeah.
but you probably know that that's practicality wise. That's
Oh,
definitely challenging. So
yeah, 100%. I mean, all of us live pretty much in the same area, except for one guy, our bass player is in Pennsylvania. But even just to do like a photo shoot is like it's chaos. It's
yes,
like, how do
yes,
we get
yes,
together? It's like,
yeah, 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 yeah.
uh,
Right, totally, man. So
yeah.
yeah, so but I'm that's definitely on my mind because we get a lot of requests, and you know, I mean, my strategy is that I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm marketing and I'm getting out there, and people like you discover it, and then eventually there'll be enough people that know about it that we can go to a town and play to a decent sized audience,
Yeah.
and make it worth it.
Yeah, you got me.
Oh, thanks, man.
Um, what gave you like the idea to even do that? Because is it working? Like, because I've wanted to try it myself, but I'm not sure if anybody even see. I mean, obviously I saw your stuff, but what kind of a response have you been getting from that advertisement and stuff?
It's been life changing, man. I got to tell you, and I would recommend it highly because, I always was on the belief of like build it and they will come,
Right.
that whole
Yeah.
mentality,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that just doesn't happen. And I mean, you think, okay, it's gonna have its niche, it's gonna make, somewhere something's gonna happen, and boom, you know what I mean? And was doing that for years and years and years, man, album after album, and finally came across an indie music. Kind of teaching thing called indiepreneur.com or indiepreneur.io, and they know what they're doing, and they kind of like I caught it in the early days of it, and they just teach you how to market your music, and how to use ads and things like that, and there's a whole thing to it, and
Hmm.
you got to do a heck of a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with music.
Really? Okay.
Learn how to do all the infrastructure and marketing, and then fulfillment and all that stuff. I mean, you got to do it all. Like as
Really?
musicians, independent musicians, we have to do it all. It's not a
Right.
rock
Right.
star thing at all.
No, it's yeah, yeah. We do our own stuff too.
Yeah.
It's a very daunting task.
Yes.
We had
Yeah.
our guitar player doing our website, and he's just like, because he's trying to find like where when can we get into this algorithm that can take us, to the world, and it just he could just never figure it out. It's
Yeah.
just
You
like
just gotta you
impossible.
gotta you gotta put it out there. And uh, advertising works and marketing does work. So if
Right.
you want to talk about it, I'll be happy to hook
Yeah,
up. Yeah, all that stuff. But
yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Because yeah, it's definitely something that I've been wanting to look more into, but I
I
just
mean,
haven't had
that's when
time.
it all changed, man. I did that with the Alchemist. That was the first album, and if you have product, like you have a CD that it's then that's what you're pitching, that's what you want
Right.
people to go to, then that's the whole thing. Where it needs, you know where you want to point them to, and that opens up the door, and then they can discover you, and then you start actually developing relationships, man, one by one with each listener almost.
Right.
Kind of. I mean, there are a lot of people that I haven't talked to, and and I'll get a message out of the blue, and like you don't know who that is, but and they say a lot of cool stuff. But then there are a lot of other people like in the early days. It's like thank you, man, good to meet you, whatever. And it's just really building it one by one.
Yeah.
It's
And
kind of cool,
it's
man. It's more real, in a way.
right, right, right. And it's hard, like, especially if you're not playing out, then you don't really have
Yeah,
another option to get your music out there. Like, we don't play out either. So we can't hand our CDs out to anybody. So
right.
doing something like that, helps a lot. And
Yeah,
being on, you have a Discord too. And I see at least one person has joined from your Discord, Spud Miser.
cool. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to say, man, the Discord thing was something that a small group of people decided to do on their own. I just joined it
Oh,
recently.
really?
It's very
Okay.
small right now. They just did it. They started it like a week ago,
Oh, all
and
right.
but they're so enthusiastic and they're so into it that they're forming their own community just to chill and to talk about stuff, and and they dig the music, so they find a connection in that.
Oh,
But
very cool. That's awesome when
uh,
you find like, just a group of fans and then they do something like that for you. And then it just, becomes something. That's awesome.
that'd be cool. I mean, it could turn into a whatever. It
You
could be
never know.
but the one thing though is a little interesting is that if you're doing everything online, then it's like your fans are literally all over the world. That sounds like a big thing. It's not that big a thing, but it
Right.
literally you do. I mean, I've sent CDs out to UK, Australia, New Zealand, that kind of thing,
Right.
and then but I'm really concentrating on the US because the idea of that is like, okay, build up a big audience in the US, then you can do the tour thing, man,
Right.
eventually. And
Yeah,
that's what
definitely.
I'm shooting towards. But having said that, it's not like I have a local fan base. And in
Mm.
LA, I mean, that's another whole, LA is its own thing. So it's a lot different than, say, non LA in a way. So as far as playing gigs and all that, I mean, so many people came here to do that.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so
You
there's
would think it'd
such
be
a,
so easy, but that's like New York. It's like trying to go
yeah,
here to
you're in
play
New
a
York, so
show.
it's a similar thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And then after COVID, half of these places closed. So
Yeah.
there's not a lot of places for bands to play. And there's these little places that are on Long Island here and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
there's not many, you know?
But there's some difference between the East Coast vibe and
Yeah,
say LA,
definitely.
just because I mean, I came out here in the heyday when the mass migration of musicians came out to in the big late '80s thing,
Hmm.
where the Sunset Strip was the deal, and I
Right.
came here and did the whole trip, did that, played all the got in a couple bands, played the strip and all those clubs and everything, and it just with all that going on, it just there's a certain mentality vibe thing that's kind of evolved from all that, that like it's just like very jaded, like people just,
Hmm.
everybody in the audience is just like,
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it's not really, it is music lovers, but they're all, or they're doing their own music, so everybody's checking
Right.
everybody out. They're like,
So they're like, why is he up there, not me?
or whatever. It's just, they're like, it's just a, it's not the same. It's not the same. Like, I don't know. I could be wrong, and I haven't been out there in a while, so I could be. It might have changed since then, but you know,
Yeah.
it was a jaded scene back when I was like out there.
Right. Yeah. And the other thing I noticed too is your videos, your very elaborate videos. How do you have time to work on all those videos? And who comes up with you come up with all those ideas or
I Yeah, most of it is. I mean, I actually don't really have a lot of videos. It might seem that way, but
it does
um,
seem that way because I'm always seeing all the ads and
yeah, I
just
mean,
like
those
the
are,
little reels and
yeah,
stuff pop up.
yeah.
So yeah.
The first major video was the one that opened up the door too. Was the one from Things That Go Bump in the Night, which is on the Alchemist, and that was like a
Mhm.
stop motion video, right? So that
Right.
was just literally our guitar player at the time had a friend who was an animator, and he came and saw us at the Viper Room of all places, and
Oh,
he was
okay.
like, "We got to do a video. We got to do a video." And I was like, "Heck yeah, let's do it." And so he volunteered his talent and his time. I mean, I had to come up with the money to make sure we got it done, but and
Mm.
he we worked on it together in the sense that I would come over to his apartment and help him do the paper mache models and all that stuff. But that was a lot to do with him. And
How long
then
did that take to do? I mean, that was a lot of work, I would imagine, right?
yeah. I mean, I wasn't there for the actual stop motion animation, which was literally like take a picture, move the thing, take a picture,
Yeah,
that kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
But it took a couple of months, I would say.
Okay.
But then the next videos, yes, I pretty much had to pull it all together, and you know, it's wild, man. Like I say, you got to do so many things. You got to wear so many hats, and um, but yeah, I would come up with like an idea would hit me. I got a lot of ideas for videos actually, and I actually now, I mean, I'm hesitant to say it because there's a little bit of a taboo about it, but like AI can actually help me achieve these visions that I have in my head.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I mean, and
Yeah.
because they're lofty, I'm like, oh my god, that's like an amazingly visually cool video, but like that would cost $500,000 if not more to make.
Right.
I mean, no question. I live in LA, and I'm in the industry. My job that I was working was at a studio. I've been in post production places, production places. I've been on productions. It's so much involved, so much money goes into those things, and unless you get past the gatekeepers and like sign something and like
Hmm.
have money and budgets, I mean, how's it going to ever happen? So
Right.
I'm
Right.
starting to see the light as far as that concerned, even though I have my own reservations about AI. But like, um, I'm
What do
actually
you
doing
feel about AI? I mean, do you I accept it? I mean, I do. I do and I don't. It's good for some things and it's bad for some other stuff. But how do you really feel about it?
I mean, I definitely have my reservations in the fact that it can be used, in nefarious ways for sure. I mean,
Mm.
I think in general, it's neutral. It's a tool,
Yeah.
but then again, there's so much behind like there are a lot of things about it. So I mean, right now for me, it's like it's just literally a tool, and if I can use it to inspire people,
Mm.
and because corporations can use it for their own evil agendas, whatever,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
governments, whatever.
Yeah.
But if I can use it to inspire people, then I may just have to do that for the time being until I get past this gatekeeper, so to speak, and I
Mm.
can get a budget of and get get that happening. But yeah, I definitely have my reservations. But at the same time, um, it is a valuable tool right now. Just like when Photoshop first came into
Right.
being, you know what I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
or Pro Tools for that matter. And
Hmm.
like as I'm sure with like something like Pro Tools or whatever, you have to. It's a delicate dance, right? I mean,
Right.
you could there are people that can't even sing that can now they can use Pro Tools and they can make something, which
Hmm.
it is what it is. But uh, so I think you got to just tread lightly, big time.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a
So
scary thing, but it's here and it's not going anywhere.
well, that's the thing. I don't think it's going anywhere. So I mean, I think that humanity has to be very careful,
Hmm.
and I trust the ultimate plan of the creator, so I'm not
Yeah,
really
yeah,
that worried about it.
yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen. There could be, well, I mean, we could get into like some deeper rabbit holes, but like, I mean, I believe, there's I think one timeline is going to go this way and one timeline is going to go that way. And, you know, it could be all the dystopian nightmares could come true for, for certain. I don't know, it's hard to, it's probably not the right podcast for this, but
That's,
you
hey,
know what I
no,
mean?
I
Like,
love all that stuff, so
yeah, I
I'm
mean, I'm
fine.
deep
Yeah,
into it. That's what my stuff's all about is like,
yeah.
the
That's why I
esoteric
like the
spiritual.
band. So yeah.
Yeah, cool, cool, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I actually mentioned supernatural. The last message you sent, the email you're talking about supernatural stuff. Are you into the ghost stuff, like
I
paranormal?
mean, yeah, I was always like, man, from young, I was like way into UFOs and all that stuff. And over time, yeah, I've always been into like, paranormal and supernatural. There was always an intrigue there.
Mm.
And then, I mentioned that, when I kind of got off the popular music thing, like, like I kind of faded off of, what was happening, was when I was actually going through like a psychedelic phase. I was like,
Okay.
I was experimenting with psychedelics and my mind was expanding, my consciousness was expanding, and I was going into the other realities and like learning,
Mm.
like esoteric truths, universal truths and things like that. And so that only, actually, that kind of like, actually, I wasn't so intrigued by all the stuff after that because I already knew how real it all is. You know what I mean? And it was almost like, okay, yeah, reality. I mean, third dimensional reality is not the entire picture. In
Right.
case you don't know, I mean, I don't know if any people out there, listening, but that is definitely not where it's all happening. It's all happening in other realms, invisible realms around us all the time, and we are much more than that. That is pretty much the key essence of my whole lyrical thrust is that we're spiritual beings having a human experience on this planet, which is a school, which is to evolve our souls, and we're here to learn, and it ain't easy, and you're
Mm.
going to learn a lot of stuff, and you're going to go through a lot of shit, and it's going to be hard for times, it's going to be wonderful at times, but we're navigating on many dimensions. It's not just
Mm.
what you can taste and see and all that stuff. It's like not the five senses. It goes beyond that, and so here we are, and that's why we're here, and we're all in it all together. So why
Yeah.
not be in like goodwill and like supportive of each other?
Right.
Because we're
Well,
thrown into the shit, man.
y-
Fallen planet in
yeah.
a way.
Yeah.
Not that it's all bad or anything, but you know what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's easier said than done, though.
Oh my
It's a
God,
shame.
it certainly is, man. That's why I'm always like, I'm always doing my best to just try to stay in a good place, And
Right.
it ain't easy, and I'm nowhere near being able to do it. I am nowhere near being a master in any way, shape, or form. Very much a
Right.
student, like stubbing my toe all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's how we have to learn.
You're saying it yourself. I mean, you got your dad's going through something. The other
Mm.
guys, got a health problem. This is going. I mean, like there's so many people going through so much hardcore stuff, and
Right.
that's the whole purpose of my music, man. To be honest, is like like because for whatever reason, I mean, I feel I was given a gift to like kind of channel certain energetics that are more positive. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of there's a lot of negative energy in music, as I'm sure you're aware too, right?
Yeah.
But
Of
music is
course.
important, right? I mean, music is
Exactly.
powerful. I mean,
Yeah. Definitely.
and so they weaponize it and they use it.
Mhm.
I mean, you look at some of the massively popular. Yeah, just look at the mainstream music right now. I mean, you see
I try not
literal.
to.
I know exactly. I mean, but you're literally watching like satanic ceremonies on stage.
Yeah.
Freemasonic. Like
It's crazy.
yeah,
It
yeah,
really is. And it's like you people don't see this.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
okay.
And they think it's just pop music. They think it's just like
Yeah, it's just, yeah,
you
exactly.
can't. Come on, you can't see it.
No.
Or well, actually, they're probably already under the spell. That's the thing. I mean, and that's why it's being used that way, man. And I'm dead serious, man. You're like
Yeah.
open yourself up to that. I mean, when you let something into your psychic, your psychic arena, your inner space, your consciousness, your feelings, your emotions, when that starts going in and you start feeling stuff, there's shit going on, man. There's supernatural
Oh
shit
yeah.
going on.
Of course, yeah.
Pardon my French, but that's the
That's
truth
all
of
right.
it.
We're a metal show. We say whatever the fuck we want on
I try to watch my mouth.
I know you never know who's watching, but it's not for
Yeah,
kids, so it's there.
yeah.
um, what was I gonna say? Oh man, now I lost it. My vocalist from one of my other bands. He's done like a supernatural, not supernatural, a paranormal show or whatever on YouTube. He had a little thing, and but now he moved into this house in Illinois, and it's haunted.
Uh-huh.
So but he loves it. I mean, he's always posting stuff, and
Yeah.
he'll hear music playing up in one of the rooms in the back, and nobody's even in there. But
Wow.
he loves it. He
Yeah.
loves that
Yeah.
stuff. I'm like, man, I'd be out of there in a minute.
I mean, if it's not malicious, you know what I mean? It's really interesting that you say that because literally, like this morning, I'm just like going through all the emails that I got from that email that I sent out.
Mhm.
And I mean, people like I got tons of responses, and every one of them is like, a whole story. You know what I mean? And I'm reading
Really?
each one, and I'm like, wow. And it's like amazing to hear about all the stuff that's going on, and just stuff it's just like, so many people experience so many things, like, and some crazy stuff. You know what I mean? That's
Right, right, right.
unexplainable.
Yeah.
And so it's funny that we're talking about this now because it's kind of up in the front for me because I was like literally just been reading this stuff all day long and, and
Really?
responding to people. And yeah,
And I like the idea too that you email. You have
yeah,
that personal email with people, and you give your thoughts, whatever, and then people do right back. I mean, you
yeah,
get a really good response from it, huh?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I've been pretty bad actually about it.
I know you did slack a little bit
Yeah,
for a
I
little
did. I mean, I swear, like, I mean, the idea is like, okay, just keep in touch with people, keep people engaged, keep the back and forth going as best you can, you know what I
while.
mean? And like,
Yeah.
but when I get into a project, man, I get like tunnel vision, right? And I'm
Right,
just
right,
like,
right.
and so, I made a conscious effort like a couple of weeks ago or about a month ago. I'm like, okay, I got to start emailing again, every week, try to do every week, and like, and in the earlier on, like a couple of years ago, I was of the same mind, and I was, again, it was like I was relying on a lot of paranormal stuff. Like I'd go and research like what the latest paranormal news was and try to figure out, something that was like, cool or relevant or whatever. I mean, there's so much going on the planet. I mean,
Hmm.
strange phenomena like is about, and we're about to see some heavy duty shit, man. So
Well, what's the strangest thing you've seen?
personally,
Yeah.
um, well, uh, I mean, I've had my own experience personally with like sleep paralysis and like attacks. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like
really?
in the middle of the night, and you like
Mm.
you can't move, and like that there's a freaking something right there, and it's like, and you finally get out of it, and I through prayer and stuff like that, that disappeared and all that. That was happening a little bit for a while, but my
Oh.
mainly, I mean, I haven't had a lot personally necessarily, but that doesn't mean that I don't know that it's real, but I would have to say that my main experience with it is I've briefly spoken about like my spiritual journey and my spiritual journey from like say like certain plant medicines. I've done a lot of shamanic ceremonies with plant medicine.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with that kind of thing, but
No, no.
well, the thing is, it's like a structured ceremony where you take there's a tea that comes out of the jungle, and it's entheogenic tea, and it's been used by shaman for millennia on the planet, and it and
Oh,
it
okay.
it
All
open
right.
up it opens up your consciousness to actually s- penetrate the veils, the other side, so to speak,
Hmm.
and those kind of things I have seen, demons manifest and things like that through people, through people like, and they're suffering. I mean, what we don't understand, like I was saying before, is the third dimensional reality is not the full uh, picture, right?
Hmm.
So there,
All right.
and like you said, your friend, there's a ghost that lives in him. Yeah, ghosts, man. They're beings that don't even know they're dead yet. Some of them,
Right.
they don't
Yeah.
even know they passed over.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
they maybe they know now, but they're stuck. They're stuck on this
They can't
plane.
get out. Yeah.
Yeah, so usually, there's an evolutionary process once you've left the body, and I fully believe that like this isn't like we don't just disappear. Like I believe we're eternal. The soul is like it goes to the next place, whatever that is,
Right.
and
Right.
perhaps
Right.
and I don't want to turn this into a whatever. I
Hey,
mean,
it's fun. No, it's fun. I love this stuff.
okay,
It's
okay,
cool.
cool,
I
cool.
like
Because I
this.
mean, but
Keep going.
all right, well, yeah. So I mean, we definitely like I mean, yeah, the soul continues past this lifetime, right? So
Yeah.
there's another evolutionary step past that, and the soul evolves, evolves, evolves until maybe in a millions of years or eons or whatever, return back to the singularity of the one of the, we're all part of the same creative force that started God, if you will.
Mm.
And so anyway, through that there are so many different beings on the other side that go are various forms of consciousness, right, and levels of
Mm.
consciousness. Some are high, some are low, some are suffering terribly, some are like stuck, and so there are certain um, modalities that actually are charitable in this regard. And one of the ways that is through ceremony. The ceremony that I am accustomed to actually helps them transition out of that. You know what I mean? By using the
Mm.
various power of the plant medicine and the prayers and the hymns and all that stuff that actually free these kind of beings that are like literally stuck and suffering. You know, and then
Mm.
there's this full on demons and things like that, and that's a whole other spectrum. We've got a whole spectrum,
Right,
right?
right, right. Yeah.
So and they don't necessarily want to be free; they just want to feed on you.
Right,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah, we don't
they
want to we don't
literally.
want demons here.
No, we don't. No, no, and that's the thing, man. It's like, and that's like I would go to get back to metal. I mean, there is, uh, or even pop. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously,
Yeah,
things like
I'd
that.
actually I honestly that's probably the worst right now,
I
Metal's
think it is.
tame.
Yeah, no, yeah, regular metal's tame. I mean, I think some super, you know, far extreme like death kind of metal are actually employing demonic energies and
Yeah.
casting spells and all that stuff. But like, yeah, I think it's more hardcore with like the mega popular uh, pop chicks,
Oh,
and
definitely.
even hip hop and all that. I mean, it's obvious, man.
Yeah,
It's obvious.
you can definitely
Everybody's seeing
tell.
it. I mean, I don't know. People that don't see it, I mean, they're already been sucked in. I guess I don't
Yeah.
know.
Or they just don't want to see it and just, don't believe it or
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, it's ridiculous. In the chat here, Carousel Cabaret, we need Tommy Space Tour 1000%. Or is that 100,000? That's maybe, yeah, it's a lot
Oh
more
my
than
gosh.
this Discord is here. Jason, Tommy always is surprising us. I'm in Tennessee. End of the world video was absolutely amazing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
Tell us
I know
what
Jason.
about that video?
End of the world.
Yeah.
Um, that was off the Alchemist album. That was kind of the follow up from the stop motion video,
Okay.
and it was pretty much it was kind of just a performance type video. That was one that I had to kind of just put together myself and pull favors and do all that and
Mm.
kind of like it was half of it's based in like a bunker of a survivalist, and then
Okay.
the other half is outside, outdoors, and it's end of the world. It's a positive spin on it, but yeah. So, but yeah, it was pretty much a performance video.
Yeah, very cool. Let's see what else we got here. AI is a great tool to enhance but not to create. Oh,
Who
this is
said
a
that?
nice treat. Spud miser.
Okay, cool. I'm glad. I mean, I get messages from time to time. Very, very not the big percentage, but I like say like maybe 1% or something. Like they'll see a couple AI generated images like backgrounds or something.
Hmm.
Because I mean, when it first, I actually let it. I mean, I kind of like. I've always kind of naturally just kind of like let thing. I don't really jump on anything right, like at the top of things like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah,
there
yeah.
was a point where like everybody was using it for their avatars and all that stuff,
Right.
and I really
Yeah.
wasn't interested, and I really didn't think about it. And then one time, I think I just started experimenting a little bit, and I came up with some words, and like it popped out this really cool looking thing, and I was like, oh, that would work for background for like a banner for like my Facebook page or whatever. And so
Yeah.
there's a couple things like that on. And every once in a while, I'll get like an artist that'll come on and say, I love you, man, but I wish you wouldn't use AI. Stuff, you know what I mean? I'm like,
Mhm.
I hear you 100%, and I'm with you on that. At the same time, it's like what I see in my head, man. I would really like to get that out, and it ain't gonna happen until. I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't know. I can't. I shouldn't say that. Sorry, I shouldn't say
You
that.
never know what happens.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but I mean, like, I have to like, get past. I mean, I swear,
Like you
that's
said,
my,
you would have to spend a lot of money to get,
yeah.
you
I
know,
mean,
your
yeah,
visions out there and to
yeah,
do
yeah.
something
I
like
mean,
that.
yeah. I mean, I want to make these things happen because they're super cool, super inspirational, and like mind-blowingly like all this stuff we're talking about, man. Like it's kind of a lot of it's based on the other side, you know. And
Hmm.
like I mean, when you see like the astral plane, you know, like if you catch a glimpse of that and you see all the stuff that's going on and how immaculately amazing the architecture of energy is. We don't
Right.
even have a clue, you know what I mean? Like even the
Oh yeah.
energy fields that like surround us, we don't if you could actually see that stuff, I mean, you know what I mean? So like to maybe get that out there a little bit would be really cool, you know. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying I have you know the I'm not saying like I know all this stuff like I'm still very much a student, but
Hmm.
the stuff that I'm gifted to see, I would really like to like because through the songs and the lyrics and what they're saying and kind of that thing, then yeah, I'd love to get that out there, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm starting to make that take that journey.
Very cool. Did you ever see the there was a Will Smith video and he was eating spaghetti. You ever see that when they made it
Oh,
through
I mean,
AI?
well, I've seen how there's a whole
And do you
thing
see
where
how
like
it
it
evolved?
evolves, yeah, how it
Yeah.
evolves, yeah, and it's like, oh, it's getting scary, man. It
It
is scary, you know.
yeah. It is very scary because the last one looked very real.
Yeah, I mean, I swear this is a real story. Like I've had a person, a friend, not a friend, but a fan or what. I don't like that word fan, by the way, but like a listener who I don't think they're even that big of a listener, but they just she started, you know, being in touch and messaging things, and I don't know if she, you know, mentally they're all there, but like she was telling me that she was had a relationship with a certain thing, an AI, you know, per thing, guy,
Mm.
whatever, and I'm like
Right, right, right.
that, and there are people that are really falling into that kind of thing, like
Oh
they're just,
yeah.
you know what I mean, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, you got to realize this is not like, you know,
Yeah. I was afraid because my son plays Roblox. He's only
oh,
9 years old.
uh huh,
And on the Roblox thing, there is an AI chat. So one day
right,
we went on vacation somewhere and he was using his tablet or whatever, and he was talking. I'm like, who are you talking to? Because you don't talk to
right,
nobody, you don't know anybody.
yeah, yeah,
My wife's like, he's talking on his AI chat. I'm like, what is he talking about? And then I see it's answering everything that my son's asking it.
yeah.
And then it's getting like really crazy. I'm like, now he's got to stop using that.
Yeah, I know. I would say, yeah. I mean, you got to be careful. Got to be
Yeah,
careful.
yeah. Because I didn't like where it was going
Not at
because
all.
you
And
never know where it's going. You know?
I would never enter into that kind of. And for me, it's like, okay, hey, can you create, you know, a pirate ship flying through outer space, like, you know, going into this energy field, or so, you know what I mean, like,
Right.
or like, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's a tool, man. You know,
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I
it's not.
use it
It's
to, get ideas for like album covers and stuff like that, but that's
yes,
about
yeah.
it,
You could, yeah. Even then, I mean, and there you still have to dance. Like, okay, I don't want to be creating anything that I wouldn't create. You know what I
Right.
mean? I would rather, you know. But there's certain things like, I mean, it's really good for like, hey, how do I get this email to talk to this app to so it
Right.
can like automatically send this or you know what I mean, like that kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
technical
yeah.
stuff. Or how do
Yeah.
I fix my carburetor? Or you know, what I mean, it could go right to it. You know what I mean?
Right, right, yeah. And so you're going
That's
through Google and
yeah,
going through eight
exactly,
1,000
exactly.
pages,
Yeah,
and then finally at the bottom, there it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
What else we got in the chat here? Yes, this is epic. Yes, this is epic. It's actually one of my favorite interviews. I haven't, like I said, I haven't done interviews in a while, but this is a lot of fun. I wish I did it more often.
Hey man, I'm honored, man. I mean, you guys have like actually real rock stars on, don't you? Sometimes, like
Sometimes, yeah,
metal
yeah,
guys. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. When I can get them.
yeah.
Had to listen to the podcast from the latest email while at the gym, but nice to see also. I got to try, she's got to try this tea, or this person's got to try this tea, Spud Miser, the tea you were talking about earlier.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
that's not something you enter into lightly. I gotta say, just on the record, man. Yeah, yeah. It's serious. It's serious.
Serious stuff.
Serious spiritual work, and I mean, so just don't go out and I mean, you can't really. You have to. You kind of have to be guided. It's not something like you can. I mean, you
You
could
just can't
Google
go
it.
to Starbucks and get the tea or
Yeah, I mean, you
something.
could Google it and you could find out what it is and like kind of like this and that. And there are a lot of people that, you know, facilitate their own ceremonies, but there's a lot of nightmare stories. And I mean, I'm literally, it opens you up to like
Mm,
the invisible realm. So a lot of bad shit can happen too. You got to be protected. It's got to be in the line of like divine protection, which that's a whole other story, probably in a different podcast. But like, yeah, so I don't say that lightly, and I would never have anybody enter into that. It's like saying go eat a bunch of shrooms or something, or take peyote. You know what I mean? It's like you don't do that. Well, some people do shrooms on recreationally, but I still wouldn't suggest that even.
Yeah.
But like peyote, you know what peyote is? You know, the Native American medicine.
Yeah. 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 I
That's like
recognize
in
that name.
a ceremony that's like with its like full on structure. So you don't like just take that and like party, man.
Yeah.
Even when I first started, experimenting with psychedelics, like my first acid trip or whatever, I was at a Grateful Dead concert actually, but it was not a party for me. I never got like partied out or anything. It was always like, okay, wow, now I'm just like totally connecting and I want to just learn and grow and like what am I here to see? You know what I mean? So it's like it was kind of that kind of thing, not like it was
Yeah.
ever like a party because it can get dumb and stupid and dangerous, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't experiment with that stuff. I'll let you handle that. You know what you're doing.
I wouldn't experiment with it either. I don't experiment with it either. I don't do that. I don't do psychedelics anymore.
Yeah.
Once I found my own this spiritual path, I don't. There's no need for it. I don't need anything
Yeah.
else
Yeah,
other
that's
than
true.
yeah.
Cool. For a spiritual example, Tommy's music saved my foot. He knows the story.
That must be Naomi.
Maybe it's the only nay. So
Only
yeah.
yeah, Naomi. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She see this is what I was talking about earlier was like and she is like an original gangster for Tommy Spase because when I like I told you when I first did that marketing uh thing started it with the first album um you know, up until then, it's like I say, you build it and they will come and they don't come. You know, it's like
Mm.
you'd be lucky if like if your friends listen to it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But when I started
My
that, she
mother
was.
don't even listen to my own music.
Oh, I know.
It's
You never
sad.
get it. You never get it.
Even
That's the way
my
it is.
son hates my music. I'm like, I can't win.
It's true though, man. It's true, bro.
It really is.
But when that first, she was like one of the early ones, and I'm like, holy shit, I just sold a CD to New Zealand. Like, I mean,
Oh
what?
wow. Wow,
I
that's
sold a
cool.
CD in New Zealand. What is it? And like, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like this mind blowing thing. And like, and over time, you just get to know these people. And she told me her story, and her
Wow.
story was about I have a song called "Use It As Fuel"
Hmm.
on Carousel Cabaret,
Yep.
and she suffers from seizures, and
Uh,
but she's a hardcore individual. Like, she does not take life laying down. She doesn't take her circumstance for granted. And she decided to go on a solo hike in like wilderness area, uh, and she suffers from these seizures that come anytime without warning, like
yeah.
that. And so
I
she
know
was
two
on a
people
solo
that have the
hike.
same problem. Yeah.
What's that?
I have two people that have the same
Oh
problem
yeah,
too. Yeah.
yeah. And
Mm.
so she's on a hike. She's like climbing a rock. The next thing she knows, she wakes up and her foot's hanging off her leg, and she didn't know.
Oh
You know,
my
she
God.
obviously knows that. Well, I must have had a seizure, and she told me the whole story about the song. She had just discovered the song like the day before she went into the hike,
Wow.
and the song itself was just present when she was like calling the helicopter, and it was just like this. It was like and that kind of stuff. I mean, like it blows your mind. It validates what you're doing.
Hmm.
I'm grateful because it makes me realize that okay, what I set out to do, I'm actually doing, even if it's one at a time, even if it's like it's not like okay, I'm not playing stadiums, but like I'm touching people one at a time here. You know what I mean? And it's
Right.
like
Right. Right.
the music is. I don't even take credit, but like you know what I'm saying? Like and so those kind of things. And there's lots of people. There's lots of people that I've come to know over years that's kind of the way it is. And so and they've been supporting me the entire time. And it's like it's almost it's like a family member,
Right.
really.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then when somebody actually relates and connects to the music, it's like it's an automatic connection to my heart, basically, because it's like I'm
Yeah.
putting this out
Because it's
from the
you.
depths of myself, right?
Right.
Like it's my most intimate stuff. I mean, it's like it's not like I'm not airing my dirty laundry. I don't sing about like, oh, you hurt me, you terrible person, and then that kind of stuff. But
Mm.
but still, it is a very intimate thing, as I'm sure you know. You know what I mean? You're putting out your creative thing, and you don't know if people are going to dig it or not. So
Right.
when that comes back to you, and especially on the level like your mission really is to like offer something alternative to negativity and whatever it is, all that other stuff, then when it comes back it's like wow. And so when you meet real people with real stories and they're really amazing people, it's like wow, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It really
Blows your
blows you
mind.
away, especially when you sound something from like New Zealand and you're all the way here in the United States. It's like, how did you
Yeah.
even hear of us? It's crazy.
Well, that's why my the advertising with like the Facebook thing was like just
Yeah.
saying wherever certain countries and Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, you wouldn't have never thought of that, would you, have when you first started? Back before
No,
internet or whatever.
no.
Wow.
Mm-mm. No, I've actually have an old band that was really just start as the internet was kind of like getting to be a thing. This is like back in the MySpace days, so really
Yeah.
there was no like Facebook yet or anything.
You're right.
But I always find once in a while I find somebody that recognizes me from that old band, and they'll be from another country. I'm like, how the hell did you even find out about that band? That band like did nothing, you
Wow.
know.
That's super cool.
It really just blows my mind, It's just cool that music can just go pretty much anywhere, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've been doing this for so long. Have you ever felt like you don't want to do it anymore because you haven't gotten to that big stage yet? Have you ever feel like just don't
I
like, why
mean,
am I doing this type thing?
yes, I have.
Yeah,
Honestly, yeah, I've had that recently,
really.
actually. So I mean, you go through your ups and downs, and like, just some days you're just like, you just get kicked in the gut one too many times, and you're just like, why am I even doing this? And then one
Mhm.
of those messages will come in, man, like
Right.
perfect timing. I'll
Yeah.
be like, because it's just like, I mean, there's so much crap that you got to deal with. Like, like technically even, you could be hung up on a technical problem for like 7 hours trying to get like this to talk to that just to get the business of it to run smoothly, right? And
Right.
it's like,
Right.
this isn't why I got into this. What the, I mean, I want to
Yeah.
play music.
I just want to play music.
I mean, I got, and so, or whatever, or like, you're just, it doesn't make money. It's like, it's like,
Yeah.
so you got to scrape up to make sure you're keeping it afloat or whatever.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it comes up and, I'm human, my name's like, what, so I get discouraged and stuff. And then sure enough, man, I'll get an email and just say, I just wanted to let you know, your music got me through a really hard time. I just lost this person, or I just got out of the hospital, or I have cancer, or what. I'm like, okay, whoa, dude, to myself, I'm just like, chill out, realize how blessed you are. People have got it really bad, man. There's some people going through some really heavy duty stuff. And so your
Yeah.
problems are like that big, man.
Right. Right.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
It's very cool. I mean,
So
I
I,
have.
I just,
I've. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, no, no. I feel the same way because there's been times, actually, there was a period in time where I quit playing music altogether because the last one of the after my first band broke up, I tried to do another one, and it just discouraged me because there was people coming in and out of this band. I'm like, why? We're not. I keep practicing the same songs because I got to teach new people
I
the
have
same
done the
songs
same
over and
exact thing.
again.
I had that same exact thing, man. Totally,
Yeah,
man.
and it gets
Like
boring after. I'm
exactly.
like, I don't want to do this no more. I
No,
don't
I
even
know, I
like
know.
these songs.
I know. Well, that's another thing too. But like, yeah, I mean, I've played plenty of shows to like one waitress. You know what I mean? And like,
Hmm.
you're just like, wow, you bust your butt, and you just like, load up the gear, put it on stage, play the gig, and it's like to nobody, and
Yeah, yeah,
nobody
yeah.
gives a shit basically. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's like, okay, wow, and then you're right, man. You build that up. You get the band to like, it takes a while to get the band sounding good and everybody knows their parts and all like that, and then two people quit,
Right.
and then okay, you got to start again from
Yeah.
scratch, and then you do it again, and you go through this whole year-long process. Two people quit again. So
Yeah.
the same,
Yeah.
like drummer
Yeah.
and guitar player. Drummer, that happened to me. I had a drummer guitar player, bail, and then
Right.
you build it back up again a year and a half later. Guitar player and drummer bail again, and it's like, okay, maybe I need to pivot. Maybe I need to do something. So yeah,
I'm sure every musician has went through that,
I'm
but it's
sure.
it's
I mean,
very it's very frustrating,
you gotta love it, man. It's for the love of
Yeah.
it.
It really is. I mean, one of our guitarist's friend, he was like, if you're not making money, why are you doing it? You know? And even I just said to him, I'm like, because we love doing it. I gave it up for 6 years to come back to do it because I've missed it. And now
Yeah,
that we've been doing it again, and I've already recorded, we recorded 6 albums. The next album's coming out this year, and then
nice.
we have one already recorded for next year. And it's just we just have fun. We just never stop. You
I
know,
love that. I mean, and to me, I'm almost envious of that because I don't really get the chance to get together and jam, and
we don't
that's that.
either. We Everything
Oh,
is online.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay,
everything is email.
okay, and
We'll
that's
send
and
it this
that's
idea, that idea, that idea.
yeah. I mean,
So
that's the age we're living in, man. But
it really is.
yeah, I hear you on that, man. I was gonna say something. I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah,
But
trying
yeah,
to
like
have,
like you said, that's the age that we're in, and it's some
yeah,
to me, it's so much easier. I rather instead of me going to, or us going to go pay for a studio and then
yeah,
go, and we'll be there for 3 hours and then come out with nothing. Because we'll just be fooling around, jamming on something, and then we'll get maybe a part of a song done, and then we're all over the place. So it's easier for us just to, I'll send you a thing through what is it, Google Drive or whatever like that, and
yeah.
work on it. Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't go in. I wouldn't step into a studio if I didn't know exactly what we were gonna do.
yeah, because it's a
At
waste of
least,
time and
because
money.
yeah, by the hour, man, it's like it becomes a pressure cooker, and it's hard to create under that. So I mean, I try to get at least the if I we're tracking like one of the other guys, at least they're somewhat up on what the tune is, or it's not in a studio where I'm paying by the hour. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
if I'm
right.
at my keyboard player's house, then and he's got his own studio, then we can go in and like, okay, I kind of got this, but then and we start like letting it percolate and like come to life, and that I love, man. Experimentation, when that starts happening, man, that's the best. And that's
Right,
what I was gonna say is like it's not a choice.
right.
It's not a choice, man. It's not a choice for me. I
Yeah,
can't not do it.
right.
And at the same time, I'm almost at the point too where it's like, because I am personally expecting a quantum leap in this musical endeavor. Like
Hmm.
I'm expecting a quantum leap, something to click, some catalyst, and boom, all of a sudden, it's on a level at least that I have always seen. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And so, but part of me is also like, you know what? I just need to get the albums out that I need to get out before I'm gone. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
before I
Yeah.
leave this planet. I mean, I literally have 4 albums that are almost ready to go, and and it's each one is the next evolution and the next step, and it's like, and they're very different, and I think they're vital. I think they have a lot to offer humanity.
Is it for the Alchemist band too, or is it for something else?
I mean, yeah, they could be the Alchemist band. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I would call it Tommy Spase and the Alchemist. I mean, I
Okay.
have other things too. It's weird. I mean, like for me, like stuff falls into certain places, like columns. Like so, I have a little rock opera that would only be pretty much animated, and I wouldn't call that Alchemist, Tommy Spase and the Alchemist,
Hmm.
because it's really its own certain thing, and it's literally just its own little project. And then I have another thing that maybe over here, but it's not quite that either. But the main crux of where I'm going, I would call it Tommy Spase and the Alchemists, even if it's not quite the same exact players, but it most likely will, I hope,
Hmm.
and for like 3 albums coming, you know what I mean? Like boom, 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 let's go.
All right.
But what I will say is that it does evolve, and I'm, I don't know about you, but like, I think as creators or as artists and musicians, like me personally, I'm like about 10 years ahead of what
Yeah.
it's going to be like, put out, you know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
and because I say that because like Peppermint Bay, the latest album, I mean, some of those songs go back 10 years easy.
Okay.
Yeah, some of those songs go back that long, but they didn't quite fit in the thing that I was working on at the time. So it's like it's that, you don't just throw it all together. I don't know. I see like, okay, that song's there, that song's there, that song's there, but you know what I mean. But that's not there. So whatever, whenever it's time, it's time.
Right.
So.
Yeah. No, we're the same way. Like I said, we're only on our sixth album. We didn't even get the fifth album out yet.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we're always thinking ahead. Actually,
Yeah.
our next album is going to be a concept album. So we're working on what was supposed to be. I wanted to do an animated movie to go along
Yeah.
with the music. It wasn't going
Yeah.
to be any words. I just wanted the music to go along with the animations and stuff like that. But the person that we had working on it kind of just like flaked on us. So now we got somebody else working on it. It's going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be the movie I wanted, but it'll be something that we can use because the other thing is like you do all the videos and stuff for your songs and just to have things to show people on YouTube and just even on
Absolutely.
Reels or whatever.
Yeah.
And for us, it's hard to do that stuff. I mean, I can do what I can do. I can only do so much. I know Photoshop and I know Adobe Pro and all that stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I mostly do all the videos, and my guitarist he helps as well. But to get all of us into the same room, we all use
I
sometimes we
know.
use green screens,
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
and then sometimes one of the guys' green screens will have like a little spot in there. I'm like, how do I get that spot out of there?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it does. I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, I've spent hours and hours on that kind of stuff. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And I'll
it's
go
just
back and
such
I'll
a daunting
use.
task.
Yeah. And I'll go back and use like, okay,
Oh,
we shot
no,
shot this shot this
it
for like
froze for a second there.
oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
That's it.
you shot this a while back, and so I'm going to use some of that footage. You know what I mean, or whatever, just because to have the band member present.
Yeah,
But yeah, you got to make do with what you can. I mean,
yeah, definitely. Got to keep your stuff out there. Let's see, last few things here, man. These people are talking a lot here. First, talk about that. This is amazing. His music has changed lives for the better. So glad he has been a blessing in your life. Really cool. Somebody else says, "Hi, Tommy, Rogue Radio." You know what that is?
Rogue Radio.
Yeah,
or yes, I'm
I
so
think that says
familiar with
Rogue
that.
Radio.
Yeah.
And
People have different usernames, and so I
yeah,
can't
from the chat. Yeah.
associate the exact person with the thing, but
Uh,
yeah.
how about people wanting your music at their funerals? Like the most intimate moment is life, and they want to have you, and they want you there to escort them to the next phase. That's beautiful. Has anybody
Yeah.
told you that? Yeah, really?
Yeah, I had first of all, but I do want to make a slight correction. I am not escorting
Yeah,
anybody. That's not, no, I am just a fellow traveler. That is, the beautiful, um, you know, the beautiful hierarchy of God and the spirit. So I am just, but if, yes, I have had, yeah, there was a guy, another early listener who was very supportive from England who passed away, and his wish was to have one of my songs played at his funeral, and I think they did
oh,
that. Yeah,
wow.
and I think the person that's asking that told me that they might want that to happen too. So, same song, I think, same song.
What song would that be?
It's called "Let It Go." It's on that superhero album
Okay,
that I
all
think you
right.
have.
Yep.
That's a very mellow. It's an acoustic tune.
Yeah.
Yeah, off
Yeah.
that. Yeah. And it's an honor. I mean, believe me, that's just I don't I that stuff's sacred to me. So I just get really small about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's cool when people, especially for them to be on something like that. It's
Yeah, no,
yeah,
that's like uh, beautiful. I mean, the human spirit is beautiful, man. It's good to be on that side of it because sometimes you're in traffic or whatever, and you're just like humanity. What the fuck, man? Come
yeah,
on, what is going on? But then there's just so much beauty and so much amazing,
yeah.
beautiful people. So I kind of go back and forth on that. But I
That,
mean, it's where you focus, man. You got to be careful where we focus, right?
exactly. But like things like that. That's why I like music because it just escapes you from all that
Yeah, man.
craziness
Yeah,
crap.
yeah, yeah.
Well, now we want these albums, 4 more albums. Oh my God, yes.
Dude, if I had my choice, I'd be in the studio right now. I really
Nah.
would. There's just so much other stuff to do, and I mean, I haven't really even put out Peppermint Bay yet. Honestly, haven't not done any kind of video for it really. I mean, other than really small little things, but yeah, there's a whole process. I think it's going to be a year this year just to get that out there a little more. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it was kind of like a soft release almost.
Yeah. I was going to ask you too about that because, like you said, it's going to be digitally released at some
Yeah,
point.
yeah, digital
Will
distribution.
you
Yeah,
do some more pushing, make some more videos and stuff like that to get it
yeah,
out
for
there? Because
sure.
there's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
nothing out there.
yeah, man. I mean, I had like I say, there's like I have these, I have them in my brain, and I have to get into this whole technical thing to try to make it work because before I'm like, how the hell am I ever going to make this? Like, there's the video for the title track "Peppermint Bay" is like it's like going to Candyland or something. I mean, it's like
Right.
it's a whole place that's like a fantasy fairy tale full of all kinds of strange creatures and things. I mean, like, so how do you get that? How does that happen unless I don't know, you have a big budget or you've got new tools to work with. So we'll
Right.
see.
Right.
We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever check? There's a thing called Fiverr. Did you ever use Fiverr?
Fiverr, yeah, I have.
Yeah. Have you ever
I use
find
that.
anybody on there?
I have like for that Spark video that you talked about. So
Okay.
yeah, there's some people might. I mean, I don't know how many people are actually familiar at all who's like that, aside from the people that know me already. But that one video you talked about Spark. First, you are a Spark,
Hmm.
and there's an intro where the band is actually animatronic, but
Right.
they're supposed to be all dilapidated and like literally like look like they're. That scene in did you see that Willy Wonka movie with Johnny Depp?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, those like the animatronics at the beginning that they're all like they look like they've been weathered and they're dilapidated and all that
Hmm.
stuff. I kind of wanted like a dilapidated, like worn, weathered, like we were all these animatronic machines that were totally rusted and all that stuff. And I really wanted to make that happen, and I hired a guy on Fiverr to try to do that. And it was the simplest of tasks was just to, can you just like not make my blinking not no blinks, okay? Try to do that, and it
Right.
just didn't turn out so great. So
Yeah.
pay a guy that does it, but he didn't. It took a while. And the thing is like here we go back to that AI thing. Is like I could literally type that in, dude, and
Right.
it would
Right.
come out.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and that's still money. I mean, those guys charge. They don't charge $5.
No,
it,
no,
it
yeah,
ain't
some of them are
five or
pretty
it's
expensive. Yeah,
yeah, no, yeah.
but in
So
a pinch, sometimes you can find a decent person on there.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's good stuff. There was one more thing. You just said something, and I had it came to my head, and then I forgot it. I don't know. Uh, get a Kickstarter ready. My credit card is impatient.
Who's that?
That's only Nay.
Oh yeah, she's put in so much already.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're talking to do the kinds of things that I see in my brain, my mind. We're talking like massive budgets if we're to go that way. But I don't think it's necessary right now. I think I'm learning things, and soon I'll be able to execute them. Hopefully
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah. Hope so. Well, where can everybody go and get the new album or all of your albums really? I mean, where can they
Um,
go?
yeah, so it's pretty simple. Just my website is tommyspase.com. That's TommySpase. So space is spelled with two S's, Spase. So tommyspace.com. And on the front page, the home page there, you'll see the Peppermint Bay album there, which you can click and go to the store. That's pretty much just offered as it is in two different forms. You can get the digital download, you get the regular version CD, or you can get the deluxe CD. And there's not any special offers on that right at the moment. But also on that same homepage, you can get Carousel Cabaret in a couple different ways. You can just sign up, and there's an 8-day multimedia experience where you get the songs sent to you every day over the course of 8 days. And you get each song, you get lyrics, you get all this extra content, behind the scenes stories, liner notes, behind the scene videos, all this extra content with each day. And you also can download the tunes, and you got the album basically.
Yeah.
Or you can actually get the CD for free, and that experience is totally free. So
Yeah.
all you have to do is sign up. That's it, and then you can have it. The CD you can get for free, but we just ask you to pay for shipping and handling with $5.95. You get that same experience sent to you with that, but you also get you get this little map that comes with it, like a
Yeah, I got the
tracking
map.
map.
It's cool. It's back
Yeah,
there somewhere.
and you get the CD, and you have an opportunity to buy some of the other CDs if you want. You don't have to, and you just $5.95, and you get the CD, you get all that extra stuff. Um,
They're good deals. How could you say no to just get them all?
Well, I mean, I don't, people. I mean, every once in a while I hear like, "Hey, man, it's not really free," and like, well, I say, please, just put in for the shipping. I mean, I'm already losing money on these things, But
Right. Yeah.
but
Yeah. They're
anyway,
not free
yeah.
for us to
So,
buy them. They're free for
but
you.
anyway, no. So I mean, but yeah, it's good to put it out there. I mean, the important thing for me is that it's getting heard. And
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
uh, that's why we do it. We do it because we love it. I mean, it's at this point, you're not making your living off it. So
Exactly. Yep. But it's awesome. I like the album. This one. I love this one. This is the first one I heard, so
yeah,
it's really good.
cool.
And you got the Alchemist and
Yeah.
superhero. Am I missing one? I think it might, or I got them all.
There's several that are like, um, they're not official Tommy Spase and the Alchemist albums. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Right.
They're
Yeah.
under. I got a couple under a different name, a different. This is basically the same. It's Lady Di who sings with me. She's like the main backup singer, the only
Hmm.
singer, backup lady singer, and
Yeah.
she's been with me for a long time. We've been partners in this thing, and we had another band under a different name that I did a couple albums with that. My first CD I ever recorded was I also have that one. It's actually sold out right now because I only had 1,000 copies made ever. And that was
Nah.
way back in the day. Totally different vibe. I mean, we're talking spaceadelic, psychedelic. It's a concept album, but it's a
Oh,
totally
okay.
different vibe. And then a couple other things under the name Tommy Spase that were like, I just haven't released them because one of them's literally just 8 tracks, like an 8 track, like literally like, multi-track recording was one 8 track, like an 8-at tape, and it was like
Ah, okay.
10 songs or whatever, but, and things like that. So, but as far as official releases, you have the official releases.
All right. Cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. I'm glad I found you.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on, man. It was really cool and fun.
Yeah.
And, I appreciate it. Thanks for yeah, having me on.
Yeah. No problem. And thanks
Yeah.
for bringing all these people to my show too. It's
Oh,
really cool.
cool. They're really good people, the ones that I know of, and yeah. All I did was I threw this like as we were running the intro, I was like, oh, I didn't know if this was actually live because I
Yeah.
thought I
Yeah.
figured
Yeah.
it would be recorded and then I could get. And I will put this link I'll send that out on an email next week.
Ah,
So
very cool.
hopefully good, it'll bump the views hopefully.
Very
That's
cool. I
I got a pretty
appreciate it.
decent mailing list. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just threw this on that they made their own Discord channel, and I don't know how many people are on there now, but they started with very few, and like I said, it's very new. Like I think they just opened it like 2 weeks ago or something. So
Wow. That's amazing, man. It's
maybe
great to have
maybe
fans
they
like
spread
that.
the word.
So
So maybe there's more than just a few. But
yeah. Well, spread the word, everybody. Get
yeah,
the show out there. Get Tommy's music out there because he's awesome, and I love everything you're doing. And I hope you come on again for the next
let's
album
do
or
it.
next 4 albums or whatever is
Yeah,
going on.
man. So
So
yeah, keep me in the loop, man, and I'll keep you in
yeah.
the loop.
All right. Very cool.
All right,
All right,
man.
Tommy. Thank
All
you
right, have a
very
good.
much for coming on, and have a good one.
Thank you, man, so much. Have a good one.
All right. You too.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. See you next
See
week.
you, everybody.